Hi, we are going to present our formative activity. I am José Andrés Vela Fernández.
I am David Guerrero Aragon.
And I am Héctor Ramírez.
SDG problematic to solve. With this project, the SDG problematic that we want to solve is the clean water and the sanitation. What do we propose to solve it? With this project, we intend to solve the problem that many people in rural areas have, the lack of water. And with this, people in those places will be able to count how much water they have, and they will know how much water they need.
How is this going to solve the problem? People will know how much water they have and they will know when they need to ask for more water, so they can control the amount of water.
In our circuit, we use three main elements. One of the elements was the ultrasonic sensor, which is the one that is the most important, because this sensor is going to tell how far is the level of the water, so it can inform the Arduino, so it lets the 7-segment display and the LED to inform the state of the level of the water. The LED is programmed to turn on green when the level of the water is acceptable, in yellow when the level of the water is medium, and red when the level of the water is low. By the other hand, the 7-segment display is programmed to display the scenes of the percentage of the capacity of the water. For example, if the water is at a capacity of 57, the 7-segment display is going to display the number 5. Then here we have the code. For decoding this, we used first we had to declare the variables and attach the variables to the pins that we wanted to. So in the first part, we attached the sensor to the 13th pin of the Arduino, the RGB red in the 12th, and so on. Then in the setup, we had to place all of our variables to tell if they were inputs or outputs. The sensor was tell input, and the other of the variables were share output, as the sensor was the only thing that was getting information to the Arduino. Then we used the loop, the code that lets the Arduino to tell us the distance in centimeters, so we will be able to know how far was the level of the water. Then we map the number that we were given from using the minimum of that the Arduino can read, which is 2.1 centimeters, to the maximum, which is 336, and we map that to give us a value from 0 to 100. Then we use that value, which we call in the variable percentual sensor, to tell if to use a series of ifs, and to tell when the variable was accomplishing a certain of the ifs, and depending of the number that the variable percentual sensor had, it will display something and turn the LED on in some color. For example, when it has 90% or greater, the LED will turn on green, and the 7-segment will display 9, and so on with the rest of the ifs when the percent sensor has a value of over than 60 but less than 70. In this case, it will still represent the 7-segment will still represent the number that the scenes of the percentual sensor has, but then the LED is going to turn on in yellow color. This will go so on until the percentual sensor is bigger than 30, but it's lesser than 40. This will cause the LED to turn on in red, advising that the water is just about to run out. Finally, in this part is the part of the code that lets the Let's the ultrasonic sensor to tell how far is the object that it is reading. We also had some variables that will allow the LED and the 7-segment display to turn on and display certain things. But because of these variables were repetitive and will only change which variables we're going to turn on and which will going to be turning it off, we didn't add them in the code because they're not as important as the rest of the code. Thank you for your attention.